Hi everyone, welcome to today's video, and first of all we've got this one article here from BBC News about the coronavirus. It says, report, rule of 6 breaches, minister urges. Well, why is it that only a maximum of 6 people can meet up in the UK? Why not 7 people? 6 seems like a bit of a random number to me. I mean, apparently if you go over 6 people, then you get fined or arrested or some shit. And, basically I think it's because the 6 represents 666, which is the number of the devil. Because we know that society is actually ruled by the devil, and people go about their daily lives totally oblivious to this fact. They think that we're still under the control of Jesus. I'm still under the control of Jesus, and the people who have waked up are still under the control of Jesus. But everyone else who hasn't waked up, I'm afraid, you're under the control of the devil, even if you're not aware of it. So we had this one Black Lives Matter performance by Diversity on Britain's Got Talent. And this article here from The Guardian says that it got 15,500 complaints, and this represents what is known as the 5th trumpet in the Bible. Because you see the 5s there. Revelation 9 of the King James Bible. The 5th trumpet and the 5th angel sounded. The 5th angel is another name for the devil. And the bottomless pit is another name for hell. And you see the smoke, just like you have Supreme Leader Snoke in Star Wars. Because Snoke represents the devil, otherwise known as Satan, through there. And this article from the Mirror says that the complaints about the Diversity performance has actually gone up to 22,000 complaints. But the thing is, right, I get that Black Lives Matter, obviously, but White Lives Matter as well. In fact, like, the lives of everyone on this planet matter. Apart from assholes and terrorists. They're the only people who I don't care about. Like, by assholes I mean like people who get with girls who you want to get with. It says here, Piers slams Good Morning Britain guest who says Diversity's BGT dance was violent and misguided. Well, to be honest, it was a bit violent and misguided because, like, it was almost encouraging violence against the police. Like, I get that some police officers have actually done things wrong, but there are some police officers out there who are totally innocent, and for some reason they're getting caught up in all of this nonsense just because it's part of their job. And I bet, like, some police officers have quit the force because they just can't handle this bullshit anymore. And I don't blame them. To be honest, like, Piers Morgan has no credibility whatsoever. Like, he did an interview with Jesse Ventura, Jesse Ventura, for those who don't know, he's a conspiracy theorist, but he was also a wrestler as well. He was also the governor. Sorry, he was also the governor of Minnesota, if I remember rightly. But the point is, Piers did an interview with him, and Jesse was explaining his conspiracy theories about 9/11, and Piers basically said, "Oh, come off it, Jesse." Like Jesse was mad or something. But I mean, but there was some things that Jesse was saying that actually made sense, though. Piers Morgan's new book is called Wake Up. Well, why doesn't he wake up himself then? Because he didn't wake up when he did that interview with Jesse Ventura, because he made Jesse out to be mad and crazy. Our eyes have been opened, we must never close them again. Well, some people's eyes have been opened, Piers, yes, but not enough people's. The thing is, when it comes to Piers Morgan, I don't hate him, but I don't love him either. It's like the same with Trump. I don't hate him, but I don't love him. With Trump and Piers, I like the fact that they're against, all of this, politically correct nonsense. And all of this woke nonsense as well. But other than that, they kind of get on my nerves. I remember the time when Ewan McGregor refused to be interviewed by Piers, and I get that. I totally get that. Why he didn't want to be interviewed by him. But I bet if Mark Hamill was asked, would you like to be interviewed by Piers Morgan, he would probably say no as well. Because we know that Mark Hamill absolutely despises Trump, and we know that Piers Morgan used to be friends with Trump. I don't know if they're still friends at the moment. They might have fallen out or something. But the point is, Mark knows that there was history there with the pair of them. So that's what puts him off. This is it. What the interview that I was talking about. Jesse Ventura being interviewed by Piers Morgan. They wanted it to happen. They, meaning the Illuminati and Freemasons, they wanted 9/11 to happen, and they wanted the coronavirus to happen as well. They were probably responsible for the planes going into the towers and for the virus getting released.
Cannot say that any member of the Bush administration knew it was going to happen and wanted it to happen. It's a ridiculous thing to say.
It's not ridiculous at all. We know that George Bush was part of the Skull and Bones Society, and he probably still is. We know Skull and Bones is massively linked to the Illuminati and Freemasons.
Okay, let's talk about your BBC. I have a tape of a BBC reporter broadcasting directly back to England, talking about a third building has collapsed. World Trade Center Building 7 talks for 7 minutes. All the while she's talking, World Trade Center Building 7 is still standing right behind her. It didn't fall for another half hour. Yet they were doing a pre-broadcast back to England that yes, it's true, that this building fell and it hadn't fallen yet.
You're trying to make out that British Broadcasting Company, one of the most respected news organisations in the world, was inventing huge buildings. break, Jesse. We'll come back after the break, and we'll talk about Israel
Are
and
you
Iran.
kidding me? This is a fact, my friend.
Look at this. Gina Carano exposes pathetic woke dweebs. Good for her. She's a legend. And she's also hot. Woman blames white privilege for bad behaviour. Look, I'm white, but I don't see myself as having any privilege whatsoever. I have to work just as hard as black people. Like, and also, I'm single, so how is that a privilege? I want to be with someone, but I'm not. This new film has just come out called The Babysitter Killer Queen. And this one Cole character represents Jesus Christ. You see his blood represents the blood of Christ. Then this woman, Melanie, is the woman of wickedness, the wicked witch type character. And this Phoebe character is the Revelation 12 woman. Then you have this black guy representing your Obama type character and Black Lives Matter rising up. And then you have this Oriental chick that represents Japan and China rising up. And we know China released the coronavirus through there. Let's show another example. In this one TV show, Stargirl is the Revelation 12 woman, and this Pat Dugan guy is the Jesus character. And then this robot right here represents robots rising up in real life. He represents just like your Optimus Prime in Transformers. Even we have this one act on Britain's Got Talent called The Coven. And they do like satanic dancing. Society is like so fucked up at this point that most men are just choosing to remain single now. Because we are literally terrified to even approach women at this point. Because we're terrified that they're going to play the harassment card and report us and shit. And we just can't be doing with the hassle. We can't be doing with it. We've got better things to do with our time, like play Star Wars The Old Republic, for example. And this woman in this video right here sums it up perfectly. I'll just play this for you.
Men are not only are men going their own way as far as relationships, like you're not going to be able to find a good partner because they're f***ing off, but also because women have become such crybabies that a man can't even speak to them, mentor them, help them, coach them, guide them, be in a room alone with them for fear that they will say that there was sexual harassment. Hello, everyone.
And there you go. So I think everything that she said here is very accurate. And
Men are...
Yeah, I think it's very accurate today. I believe eventually with this coronavirus it's going to get so bad that all supermarkets will be forced to close and we'll just have to rely on online stuff and corner shops. I mean, it may take a few years, but I reckon it's coming. Today's video is sponsored by Ashton Birdie, whether she wants to sponsor it or not. Just look how fit she is. Go and follow her on Instagram. She's not just sexy, she's really intelligent as well. I mean, she's kind of like me. She's not left-wing, but she's not right-wing either. She's sort of in the middle. Like, she used to be fully right-wing, but now it's like she's in the middle. Because, like me, she believes both the Democrats and the Republicans are corrupt. It's just like in the UK, the Liberal Democrats, Labour and the Conservatives, they're all corrupt. Even all of the other parties, like UKIP and the Green Party.